One Take Kael over here. And you were saying that, what were you saying about when you're doing videos and whatnot?
When I do videos, like it's somebody's birthday, there's always like a musician friend, an assistant will contact me and say, hey, can you make a funny video? It's so-and-so's birthday today. It's Sean Kinney's birthday, by the way, today.
I saw that. I saw that posted today. Happy birthday to you there, sir. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, Sean. I will get asked to do videos and I'll do it and I'll do something funny and I'll be like, oh, yeah, that was good.
Like that right there? Was that on camera?
And then I'll redo it and then I'll redo it and I'll be like, oh, you know what? I came up with something funny at the end. Let me redo that again. Every time I do something with you, it's one take.
One take.
One take Kael.
Yep. See, I was just in the car doing a cameo for someone for Father's Day. You can get that at cameo.com, I believe. Go to the website rather than the app because they take less percentages if you do it directly there. But I was in the car, did a 2.5-minute video, crushed it, was happy, played it back. Audio was trash. So I was like, no, that was gold.
So you try to do it a second time, not as natural.
Yeah, Danny and Joe, just know that I knocked it out of the park the first time, and I'm going to be redoing another one because I care about the quality.
Dude, one of my favorite Cameo pages, and I've told him to his face, and he laughs about it, is Sebastian Bach. That dude has videos where
We've ordered one from him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We not only ordered one from him, this is one we're going to have to put some video right to give you the context. So it was Sebastian Bach's birthday coming up. And me and Chris and Dave Buckner from episode 1 of Beardo Weirdo, Dave Buckner from Papa Roach.
Papa.
And we made a video we paid Sebastian Bach to do a birthday video for himself. We paid him $500 to make a birthday video for himself. And it was the three of us on this giant California king bed, like we were like the poor kids from Willy Wonka, like all living in the same room in the same bed. And we tell Sebastian, like, dude, this is for you. We want you to wish yourself a happy birthday. And
hey, Sebastian, Dave Buckner here,
and Craig Gass, a drummer and a comedian here.
Hey guys, what you doing? Don't forget the bass player, Chris Kael from the rock and roll band Five Finger Death Punch. You know, we thought about this. What do you get the guy who's got everything? We were going to sing happy birthday to you, but fuck that. You're Sebastian Bach. You can be much better than us, so we want you to sing you happy birthday for us on your birthday.
Happy birthday, Sebastian.
Happy birthday, Bass.
Make a cameo for you, for us.
Sebastian sent us a video just super confused, like, I'm supposed to ask myself happy birthday? I don't know what I'm doing.
This is a happy birthday shout out to me from me and Chris Kael of Five Finger Death Punch, Papa Roach, and Craig Gass, the comedian. My buddies want me to mention that if it wasn't for me, there would be none of them. I don't know how that's possible because I'm not your parents, but I appreciate the sentiment. This is my happy birthday wish to you from Chris, Craig, Papa Roach. I really appreciate it.
Dude, Sebastian Bach, there's one video where he'll I don't know what his most recent cameos are like, but he would read them. He would read them, and he wouldn't do a second take, which is what I love about him. There's one video where he goes, hey, what's up? This is Sebastian Bach, and I want to wish a happy birthday to Steve. Rock and roll. Happy birthday, Steve. Your wife, Lucy, loves you. And I know that cancer is really bad. Holy shit. And that keep fighting. Wow. All right. Fucking A. Happy birthday. And I'm like, do a second take. Do a second take. And he won't do it.
Yep.
And I remember
there's gold in those first takes.
We were at a birthday party for Todd Kearns here in Las Vegas, and Sebastian walked in and he goes, all right, dude, let's hear it. And I go, oh, you want me to do Gene Simmons? Because I'm always doing Gene Simmons. He goes, no, do the impression of me. And I go, oh, all right. And I did the whole thing about, sorry about cancer and all that stuff. And I told him, I love that you don't do a second take.
Yep.
Sebastian goes, well, dude, people pay me $500. I'm like, sorry, your dog died, whatever. You know, and I'm like, God, dude.
That is not the take that you're going to get out of me on Cameo. That's for damn sure.
By the way, a good time to mention right off the top, Chris Kael and I, the Beardo and the Weirdo, are coming to the great city of Anchorage, Alaska to Chill Coot Charlie's in August. Get your tickets now at getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com. We're lining up dates in Lexington, Kentucky, and beyond. We're looking to get out of the country, do some shows. But right now, the first big show is going to be in Anchorage, Alaska. Come join us. I love the city of Anchorage. And you've only been there once?
Yes, ages ago. We played a fair of some sort, and then I hung out the rest of the week. My sister lives up in that area, and I got to go check. Yeah, I got to go check out all different types of Alaska. It is huge up there, just like vast and beautiful.
A good buddy of mine up there, Bob Lester, is a radio guy up in Anchorage. I remember the first time I did shows in Anchorage and Fairbanks, because I would always just come to Anchorage. And I've also done shows in Juneau, which is great. And first time I did shows in Anchorage, where I was also going to do Fairbanks, I just had a rental car. And I was like, I'm driving to Fairbanks at the end of the week. When I do my shows, then I'm going to drive to Fairbanks. And my buddy was like, have you driven to Fairbanks before? And I go, I have. I'm really excited about it. And he goes, everybody does it once.
Yeah.
And he goes,
I'm guessing the roads are pretty terrible.
The roads were okay, but man, it was the most raw. That's the only way I know how to describe it. The nature was just so raw. It just looked different. It wasn't just like a mountain landscape. It was like a mountain landscape that looked like it was from another era when dinosaurs were around.
Oh yeah.
It's just, it's
untouched.
And it's amazing. And about 2 hours into it, I was like, holy shit, there is nothing here.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Except everything.
And no radio signals. Sirius XM doesn't even reach up there.
Yeah.
You're just driving.
I bet in your car with that radio you've got for Sirius XM.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. If a fat person walks by, that signal cuts out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. But dude, I went back and I was looking at videos of our time in Maryland, and we didn't even get around to half the shit that we did in there. We get into Maryland to promote our shows. We're going to do a comedy show the night before the Boardwalk Rock Fest. And night one, we get in, we settle in, and we go, we go straight to do radio. I picked you up from the airport at BWI, and then we got into our hotel, and then we did 98 Rock with Kirk McEwen and Marianne. Marianne wasn't in that day. But yeah, 98 Rock is a legendary station. Kirk McEwen is a legend. Marianne wasn't around that day. She had a sick day. She's taking care of kids, something.
And wasn't it her birthday as well, from what I remember? Because there was a birthday video done. Remember the...
oh, yes, that's right.
The radio?
That's right. Yeah. So we did that, and then we went to AC/DC.
Yes.
And the plan for AC/DC was Cosmo, who does lights for AC/DC. Cosmo has a couple of gigs. His main employers are AC/DC and Aerosmith of the last 10, 15 years. He was also employed by a band called the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Can you hum something for me?
Yeah, probably about 30 songs you might know. And he walked us into the building.
Oh, my favorite, Brown Sugar. Yes.
Yeah. Dude, that guy, that was the craziest thing. We meet that guy outside, and it's this weird thing where we go from being punters out in the parking lot. We're just standing out there. We don't have tickets. We don't have anything.
Yeah.
We're just told when you get into the stadium, just text me when you get in. So get into the stadium, and we go to the spot where we're supposed to meet Cosmo. Security won't let us pass there.
Understandable. Doing the job.
Yeah.
Yep. So thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me not to talk my way past you.
You know what was great is while we were waiting by security, they're like, hey, what do you, I'm gonna go, we're supposed to meet somebody right here. And they said, well, you can't go past this spot, because clearly behind that security was a whole bunch of trucks and a whole bunch of buses. And so we just stood there, and I texted Cosmo and I said, hey man, I just got here. And Cosmo said, all right, give me a few minutes. I'll be out there. And while we're standing out there, Chris goes, and I don't think you did this to be like humble brag. You know what I'm going to bring up?
Oh, yeah, I definitely did.
You go.
Yeah. Let them know that I'm supposed to be standing here. Y'all calm down. Oh, yeah.
You said it loud enough where you go,
have we played here before?
That's what you said.
I don't remember. I know we played a bunch of stadiums, but I'm not sure if we played this one or not.
I think we played here once. And I go, have you? I go, this is where the Redskins play. And you go,
Redskins. I don't think they exist anymore.
Oh, yeah, they don't.
Yep.
That's right. They're the Washington
Commanders. Speaking of which, what a dumbass name. Stupid ass Commanders. Just, you all had it. It was perfect. The Washington Football Club. Okay, they're gonna make you change your name. I loved Washington Football Club. It's a very there's your name. Commanders. Ooh.
Yeah. By the way, I just said something that any sports fan got irritated with. I called them the Washington Generals. That's the team that the Harlem Globetrotters always beat in every game, the Washington Generals. I don't know why. That was the first thing that came to mind. But so we're standing outside, and then Cosmo comes out with his all-access laminate, and he goes, all right, come on, guys. And we start walking, and he starts walking towards this giant opening to the stadium where the trucks come in and the buses. And he gives us these wristbands that allow us to stand where he works, which is
front of house,
at the front of house, at the lighting station and soundboard and everything. And we're about to walk in, and he goes, wait, hold on, guys, just stop, we got to wait. AC/DC just pulled up. And we're like, oh, and it was a police escort.
Oh yeah,
police escort bringing in 5 Escalades.
Yep.
With 5 little dudes from AC/DC. They're all like, a friend of mine once met everyone in AC/DC like 30 years ago and got a picture with them. He looks like he's taking a group of like 6th graders out on a field trip. They're all like,
and it's been 30 years, so they're a little shorter now with given time and gravity. Yeah.
Well, plus they have replacement people. You know, it's just Angus and Brian.
Yeah.
You know, it's Angus and Brian, and then Angus's brother on is it his brother or his cousin on rhythm?
That I'm not sure. But he's crushing. I mean, he is solid back there. I was watching him. I was like, damn, that dude's holding it up, hold it down.
I know you've done this before, but I want to show this video of Cosmo walking us into the stadium because there's a moment where I don't think you knew I was filming behind you.
Nope.
And Matthew's going to pull
much like when you're enjoying yourself at other concerts, and I'm you were paying me back, and I didn't even know.
Except mine has some intent to it. So
does mine. Making fun of you.
Matthew, you got the video? Video number 1.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
So we're walking. I'm standing behind Chris. Chris is walking through like, yeah, I think I've performed here before.
I'm going, I'm pretty sure. Place.
And those are the Escalades. That's AC/DC.
Like, I don't care about AC/DC. I'm trying to get out to see the show.
Yep. Chris just keeps walking.
Pretty Reckless is almost on. Come on, let's go.
Yep. All security watching us, wondering what we're doing back there.
Me and Cosmo talk about all the drama in my band as usual.
Yeah. As we casually walk up to a massive 7-story stage in the middle of this stadium. Man, that stage is impressive looking. Look at that. That's just all.
Speaking of impressive looking, I want to give a shout out to Gil Gardado. Man, that back looks great on me. Woo! Yeah. I am swole. That's
all
nice.
that workout.
I never see myself from that angle.
Wow. Yeah, man, walking around. Oh, you probably don't remember this. I was reviewing this video earlier today. But as we walk into the stadium where the Washington Commanders
you got it.
play, once we get to the front of house, I was going to film us walking all the way to the soundboard. But Chris, being a famous rock star, gets stopped right here. And I was not going to sit around and just film an entire interaction. People saying, hey, what's up, Chris? Hey, Chris, what's up, Chris? And then we get to this spot, and this is where you get recognized.
I believe this is one of our former employees.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think that's who it was that comes up.
Okay. Yeah, right when we get here.
Those horns are awesome, by the way.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Yeah, he worked for us.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So we get in and we start watching the show, and this guy, Cosmo, has won a lot of awards for his lighting. There's one thing he does in the middle of the AC/DC show that blows my mind. If you're an AC/DC fan, if you grew up on AC/DC, you remember that MTV used to play AC/DC concerts that were all in black and white.
Yeah.
And it was associated with AC/DC for some reason. It was at least 1 or 2 concert films that came out where the whole thing was in black and white. And second or third song of the set is back in black. And Matthew, you got to cue this up when I start jumping into some of these, because we got so many videos to get into here. But
welcome to our clip show.
Yeah, welcome to the clip show. I just realized we had so many cool clips that I wanted to show you, but this is the beginning of Back in Black. Now you'll notice when the clip starts, it's full lights and it looks like a modern giant concert. And then opening notes, and then Back in Black hits, and then everything turns black and white on stage, which is insane to me. I don't know how he does this. See, you got full lights, it's all blue, and then Cosmo gets ready. And now, if it wasn't for the red of all the horns that people bought that night, screens are in black and white.
Mr. Cosmo right there.
Dude.
Yeah, very cool retro vibe. Takes you right back to that year when that album came out.
It really
and like
does.
you said, that used to be on MTV all the time.
Listen to his voice. Still does. 77 years old. Oh,
And that logo, my God, I mean, that's just incredible.
that's a legendary logo, man. But yeah, the show sounded great.
Bassist for Jane's Addiction back there, playing bass for AC/DC now. Don't mess it up because I'm coming for it.
Yeah, this show was absolutely incredible. What's funny, though, is that while we were at this show, there was something else going on that was taking Chris's attention away from the show. And I noticed it in the middle of the concert. And that is the last video I want to show you here, Matthew, is I'm watching this legendary song. 70,000 people.
Yep.
And there's Chris Kael.
Golden Knights, round 1. Got more important shit to worry about.
Caught, busted. I love that.
We've heard that song 1,000 times anyway, you know?
Yeah.
We It's funny because when we are playing on stage.
I was just going to say
Oh,
this.
yeah. I keep my phone on the back. Like, so you'll see us go off stage. Lee Sanger gets up there and says some stuff, and then we come back out. When we go in the back, if there's a Golden Knights game or if the Cincinnati Bengals are playing, I'm always going back there, checking the score, waiting. Sometimes I'm like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah. That is so true. Every time the Golden Knights are playing while he's on stage, he will be checking the hockey game.
Yep. I believe Charlie actually puts his laptop or his tablet next to him when anything Minnesota is playing.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. When the Wild's playing, the Vikings, any of that
Oh,
stuff.
that's why when we were watching the Golden Knights playing Minnesota, you made a bunch of shit talking videos to send it.
Yep. and all those shit talking videos came back and bit me in the ass at round 2.
Well,
But I never posted them though because I'm a nice guy.
well, in Maryland, round 2 for us was we did AC/DC on a Monday. We did 98 Rock, and then we did AC/DC. Then we went to go see my buddy Mickey Coachella, who's a radio guy from Baltimore, is now doing a podcast out there.
So much fun hanging out with that guy. I love his
Yeah.
energy. That was a great time on that one.
Dude, that guy has stories.
Mhm.
And then from there, we raced over to see Marilyn Manson. And you know Manson because Marilyn Manson opened for you last summer?
Yeah, it was his first tour back after having been off for a little while, and we get to go out and bring him along with us. And man, it was so much fun hanging out with those guys. I have seen several different Manson shows over the years, and as have many of you at home. Comparing where he's at now to where I've seen some shows in the past, the very first show I saw him play was in Louisville at Louisville Gardens, and it was the first time that I heard him doing Sweet Dreams. I'd never seen him live, and I was just like, what? This is amazing. I've never seen anything like this.
Oh, this is like before you were in Five Finger Death Punch. This
Well,
is like
back when I was living in
when you're
Kentucky.
still living in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So it was amazing. I was working in college radio back then, so I got tickets to that show. And it was an amazing show. I've seen lots of ups and downs out of his performances over the years, as has everyone else that's gone to see Manson shows. But he is absolutely powerfully on fire right
Dude.
now. Clear, sober, enthusiastic.
Mhm.
He talks about some of his stuff on stage, and just my God, he may be my favorite performer out there right now.
Dude, it was a trip. We get in there, and the plan was, okay, we did a podcast earlier in the day. Now we're the owner of that theater was nice enough to take us out to dinner, and then we're going to race over to catch Marilyn Manson.
Don't forget the popcorn. The popcorn during the interview was incredible.
Yeah, they did give us free popcorn. That's a nice perk of owning a movie theater. that
Absolutely.
You can give people free popcorn.
I would be 400 pounds.
Yep.
Yep.
And so we go from there to go to Manson, and the plan was, all right, we're driving 3 hours tonight from Baltimore, downtown Baltimore. We're going to go out to Ocean City. So let's get out before Manson gets off stage. And let's find out what the last song is so we can watch all of Manson until the last song and split. But the problem was Chris started getting recognized during the show, not only from people in the crowd,
Some of the crew.
but yeah, the road crew
They're
started.
like, hey, are you here?
Yeah, people from the road crew are like, there's a guy that looks like you in the crowd.
Yeah.
Are you here? And so then it became like, oh, dude, come backstage and hang out. It was like, hey, man, I'm getting texts from people. And I was like, you know what? It's just one more song and then a hang. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, and dude, I cannot stress this enough. AC/DC is a legendary band,
Mhm.
but you really notice the difference between watching some guys in their 70s, even though they're legends,
Mhm.
to watching a much younger and newly sober
Oh,
Marilyn
yeah.
Manson.
Yeah, healthy.
Dude, his intensity, like there's a video that I have here with Manson. Let's bring that up. That his show, I mean, dude.
Yep. I mean, look at him. He looks great. The incredible players up on the stage. I am so stoked to see Reba from Code Orange up there.
Reba.
Incredible performer. I've always been a fan of Code Orange, and to see Reba up there getting that kind of attention with someone who commands so much attention like Marilyn Manson and holding her own. It's amazing. She's so hats off to you, Reba. You're crushing it out there.
Yeah, you told me about Reba,
Yep.
and I Googled her that day. You're like, oh, dude, he's got this amazing guitarist, female guitarist named Reba. And I looked her up. And looking her up, I was like, how is she fitting into Manson? Because she looked like such a normal girl. And then the lights go out, this band walks out, and Reba looks dead inside.
Oh yeah, she is intense. Yeah, as metal as I am,
Yeah.
I had to step up my game
Yeah.
when she was going on before us.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, I gotta outdo Reba.
Yeah, dude. She comes
She
out.
is metal.
Oh, so she was in the band when they opened for you guys.
Oh yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, this whole lineup. Tyler, the guy in the back right there, he actually is a writes movie soundtracks and whatnot. He wrote for 300.
Okay.
He wrote for John Wick. So the Golden Knights intro music. That's Tyler Bates back there.
You did?
He actually would on tour. He would fly back to LA because he's so busy doing soundtracks. So
Really?
on days off, he would fly back to LA, work on soundtracks, and then come back for the show.
Really?
He is, yeah. So Tyler, call me. I need some production. Yeah, working on some stuff.
Dude, his intensity on stage. At some point, I'm going to pan over here to Reba. I know I did at some point in this video, but this whole band and the whole energy of this.
Gil Sharon back there on drums. He's played with Dillinger
there's-
Escape Plan. Piggy D from Rob
Manson.
Zombie. Yep.
Yeah, Piggy D from Manson and Rob Zombie on bass. And,
But yeah,
dude.
that was a great show.
Yeah, dude, his energy was absolutely insane.
And then we got to meet one of his techs who's working for Reba and Piggy D now. And you really enjoyed that experience there. That was
Yeah,
great because I was talking about, I'm here with my buddy Craig Gass. We're doing a
Yeah, and
podcast. And
I don't
Scott was
want to
like,
get into that, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that was intense.
Absolutely.
There were people that I met that night that I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like it was an incredible bonding
Yeah.
experience. There were,
We definitely stayed longer than the one song and a short hang.
well, because there were guys in Manson's band, like, so Piggy D, one night I'm watching Rob Zombie in Montreal, and it's a big festival show. And I had just performed with System of a Down either the night before or 2 nights before in Toronto, doing stand-up, opening up for them, doing the whole thing that I do when I open for bands, which is like, hey, I work for the band. It just gets people to listen to me.
Yeah.
And then I asked, is it okay if I tag along for the next show and then fly home? They're like, yeah, dude, you can stay as long as you want. So I stayed for the next show in Montreal, which was a big festival show. And
Heavy MTL.
heavy MTL. And Zombie's on stage, and I'm watching stage right. I'm watching Zombie, and I know Zombie. At least I think I know Zombie. I don't. I've had some experiences where Zombie.
I mean, he didn't show it when we was on side stage, but
And I know John 5, who's always been super nice to me, but I'm not on their side of the stage. I'm over by stage right where the bass player is.
Mm.
And Piggy D is the bass player. And in the middle of the show, and I'm at the show by myself, which is the part that I hate the most about this experience. I'm standing there on the side of the stage, and Piggy D comes over, and he hands his bass off, and he's staring at me, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Am I standing in the wrong space?
This usually means, look at it.
Yeah, who is this dude?
Who is this guy? And he goes, your name Craig? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you're a stand-up comedian? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, man, I'm a huge fan. And I go, what? And then he goes back out to play the next song. And I was like, nobody.
Yep.
Does it mean anything if nobody sees it?
As long as you can tell about it here on this podcast.
I'm telling you, Piggy D is my favorite bass player in the world right now because he did that. So seeing him,
Matt,
second favorite bass
we need to talk
player
about me going solo
in the world.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it in other areas, but I think I might just need to take on my own show all across the board these days.
Welcome to the Beardo podcast.
You heard it first here.
With the Beardo. But yeah, that was the coolest move ever, man. And he remembers me when I see him after the Manson show out in Maryland. And then the other guitar player knew me and said he knew about my stand-up. And so, yeah, there was a lot of little surprises that happened. So we ended up just hanging out and shooting the shit with people for hours. Then got in the car, then head out.
Yes. Yes, we did.
We'll say that my driving has definitely scared people.
It scared you that last day.
It bothered. Well, I actually apologized.
You did. Yeah.
I was actually genuinely ashamed and embarrassed.
I'm proud of the growth that we're both experiencing these days, Mr. Craig Gass.
Yeah.
You're really growing into a fine young man.
Dude, our whole friendship now, and since we started doing this thing, has just strengthened so much. The partnership that we have in this is we just built this trust. This is the thing I love about Steel Panther. Steel Panther, and I don't know if they want people to know this, but they're always checking in with each other before every show.
And it makes sense too, because those guys tell a lot of jokes about each other on stage.
Yeah.
And if something is said and that person steps on that landmine and that person sits with it, that's going to cause problems. So to be able to have that opportunity to be like, hey, did I say anything that was on stage that was out of line? If so, I apologize. Let me know what it was. It won't happen again.
Oh, dude, one of those guys told me that one of the guys in that band during the day, another guy he was coming home early and saw another car in his driveway. Out of his house walks Janie Lane. And he's like, what the fuck? And Janie Lane like, oh, hey, dude. Yeah, I'm just, and he's like, oh, man. Comes back, tells the other guys in Steel Panther about it. That night, they're all doing jokes about it. Like, hey, dude, at least Janie Lane wasn't in my driveway. They're all like, so.
Yeah. And what's funny is the crowd would have no idea that they were being real.
What the fuck they're talking about? The crowd's just laughing at a Janie Lane joke.
It was like, geez, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Put me on blast out here. I got no chance. This is bullshit. Don't they know I'm hurting right now?
Yeah. And so they end up making jokes about it, as any good comic would. You know, I always bring up the point that there is an event every Tuesday at the Comedy Store called the Roast Battle upstairs in the belly room, and no jokes are off limits, including when someone was murdered at the Comedy Store. Someone was actually murdered on the patio of the Comedy Store, and the following Tuesday they were doing jokes about the murder on the patio in the belly room as part of the roast battle. I mean, I admire that.
They have to kill at all costs, man.
Yep. I totally admire that. I really believe that you can joke about anything. And I'm saying that as somebody who grew up in a deaf family and learned growing up in a deaf family that you can joke about it all. And
absolutely.
And it actually is a healthy way of processing the shit you're going through.
Unless you're talking to white women.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get on Twitter. They're going to say some stuff. So take the advice of Kael. No dating the whites.
But dude, I love that we are checking in with each other, and I wanted to make sure that you were okay with the interview yesterday. I wanted to get your thoughts about it. And so it sounds like we're gonna sit on that interview for a minute to see what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see I know what my experience was in here, and I know that I was feeling a certain type of way. I can't wait for him to pull up my face on a couple of things. Because I was watching over here, and then she would say something, and I try to look away, not realizing that my camera is right there.
Right there. You're looking right into the camera.
I'm just like this, and then there's a couple times I'm sure I just go.
Oh, really?
Guarantee you I did.
It's just the one moment when I asked about details about the pegging, and I asked one specific question where Chris went, God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I think after the fourth time of mentioning names after being told, hey, stop dropping names. That's when I was just, okay. Yeah.
Well, dude, I got a lot of cool footage I want to show you before we get to the end of this. So first of all, when we get to Boardwalk Rock Fest, there's something that we do when we get there. Passes weren't ready yet. We were only given tickets, and there was a miscommunication. We had no passes, and we had to straighten out and get our all access passes straightened out.
Thank you, Live Nation, for getting that handled through, what was the girl's name from Def Leppard?
Well, Jess is the tour manager.
Jess, yes. Jess and Live Nation. Thank you both for taking care of us on that Saturday and that Sunday. Much appreciated.
And before we get anything, we have no passes. We have no security passes at all. We're just standing backstage We're not supposed to be there. And
I mean, I wouldn't say we.
we get, I'm not supposed to be back there. I'm standing next to a rock star. And then somebody from Live Nation goes, oh, jump in the golf cart. We'll take you to Def Leppard.
Mm-hmm.
So we jump in the golf cart, and this is the daytime golf cart trip. And this kind of tripped me out because I'm sitting in the back of the golf cart going, wow, this is Chris's life. We're behind one of the stages. There are 3 massive stages here at Boardwalk Rock Fest. And we're behind one of them, and we're going to go all the way to the other side of the beach.
And what a beautiful setting there.
To this concert
right
festival.
on the ocean.
The whole festival is on sand. Like you're on the beach. You're walking around in sand watching all these bands. It was like 24 amazing bands.
There's me sending dick pics.
Yeah. Speaking of recovery, and that's one massive stage at one end of the pier here at Boardwalk Rock Fest. This is in Ocean City, Maryland. I found this whole thing fascinating to just sit behind you and just film this whole backstage area. And it was unique because it's not just backstage with buses and trucks. We're surrounded by ocean. Beautiful, beautiful ocean. Summertime beach vibes out here.
Got to hang out with a lot with the Maryland police officers there too.
Oh yeah,
running all kinds of security, and man, just thank you guys for the level of attention to detail that you're paying attention to out there. I was going to tell a security story, but I'm not going to do that.
I kept peppering them with questions like, all right, what's like just walking around on your beat? What's the most foul crime you've ever come across?
Oh, yeah.
And they said, oh, well, here, I've seen a guy get stabbed right here on the pier. And I go, what? And they go, well, yeah, I mean, it's you know, a lot of bars, people drink, there's fights. And
people get mouthy, you know?
People get stabby.
Yeah.
People get little stabby, man.
Yep. I watched The Wire. I know.
People get shanky. And we got, so we go over to the other stage, and there was some stuff that I filmed that I don't think you realize or remember that we filmed this.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Zombie has a lot of characters that come out on stage.
Yeah.
There's all these like giant zombies, demons, and then there's one like half gorilla, half alien guy that I was looking at, and I looked over at you. I can't remember what I asked you, but this video that we have right here is of the alien on stage. We're standing over by stage right. Rob Zombie's nice enough to let us stand over there.
Oh yeah.
Next tour, I put on a monkey suit while you do a bass solo. No.
And the process of them putting that suit on.
There's one guy that puts on all the outfits.
He has got to have an incredible core. That thing is tall, it's big, it's heavy, and just so awkward watching him. How cool is Rob Zombie, man?
Dude, Rob Zombie. Remember what I said when he first got on stage?
Yep.
I go, what
He
did I
does
say?
CrossFit. Oh, no, he does hot yoga.
I said, that guy does hot yoga.
Yep.
Because, dude, he's in great shape, man. I mean, he still looks like he has the metabolism of like a teenager.
Yeah. And Blasco over there, so good seeing him. He actually works for our management company.
So this poor guy has to wear this big monkey suit, and he's dancing, enjoying the show.
Yep.
Well, he's got a little bit of a gunt there that he's working with. But yeah, so this guy, the guy in the monkey suit.
How about those freeloaders out in the damn boats out there getting the free rock show? Yeah.
Oh, here comes the big gorilla. So this poor guy, he has people in front of him doing the airplane thing where they're like, come on, here we go. Straight ahead. Now to the left, now to the right. Okay. And they'll go, look down. You got to bump, because there's always these like cords that need to be covered up. So like, hey, you're going to step over. There's a cord right here. And he needs assistance everywhere he goes. And this poor guy. Oh, great song, by the way. Don't. Everybody's fucking in the UFO. Is that it? Is he coming off stage? No, not yet. He's still dancing.
Do you have him coming out of the suit as well?
I might.
Yeah.
I know that I filmed that guy. Oh, I guess not in that clip. But I filmed that guy doing a couple different outfits.
Such a process. Yeah. And that's not his only job. He's doing that and other production stuff in the back as well.
By the way, we're not giving credit where credit is due. For night number 2 was actually hooked up by Zach from Shinedown.
That's
because we needed Zach to help us. Zach came to our comedy show with 3/4 of Shinedown.
Yep. Eric and Barry, the drummer as well.
They came out to the show, and good save there, by the way. It looked like you were not going to remember the name. You were like, because you toured with Shinedown a couple times.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Back when our band was, woo, we were going through some stuff.
Oh really?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Really?
That was.
Oh, can I tell the story that Zach told?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Zach had a story about. He goes, man, I remember touring with Chris and Five Finger Death Punch, and he had some crazy story about one band member I can't remember, something was going on with one band member, and then he's walking through the building, and then he sees you on a stretcher being carried out on a gurney. On a gurney, and he goes, you good, Kael? And he said, on the way out of the building, he went,
yeah. I was not good. I was not good. Nope. We got, I had a particularly intense evening the night before. Ingested some stuff that I had never ingested before and did it on accident, and it messed me up for 3 days for sure.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
On this podcast.
Yeah. It's funny because I was talking about it on either this podcast or in a clip somewhere, and fucking Zach was like, and now I can't remember the city, but as soon as I was talking about the story, I was like, I don't remember exactly where it happened, but it goes, this date, blah, 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 so-and-so. Because we had been watching, it was the night that Trump got elected, actually.
Oh, that's right. In 2016.
Yep. No, would that be? Yes.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah. So, yeah.
November of 2016.
Yes, clearly, I did not take that news very well because I turned it up that evening.
Yeah,
and,
you talked about that on another podcast on an episode here.
Yeah.
Where I asked you, it was a funny thing because, I had just got what I thought was food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked you, have you ever gotten sick on the road?
Yeah.
And then your response was, does ingesting meth count?
Yeah. Overdosing on meth.
Overdosing on meth where you thought you were going to die.
Yep. And that doctor gave me the worst possible news that evening. I went into the emergency room that night thinking, oh God, I messed myself up. I'm fucked.
I'm going to die
after this. He comes in with the test results and it's like, no, everything's good. Your blood's flowing, heart's pumping. And I was like, yeah.
Don't ever say that to a drug addict.
I turned it on for another few months. And then I was in rehab about 3 months later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Zach gets us into day 2 and
without meth. We didn't do meth. Yep. Meth-free show over at Boardwalk Rock.
But they had a little compound backstage. It was the Shinedown compound. It was like a private area for just that band. Oh, yeah. And we hung out with Zach, and he told us funny stories. And then we went out to watch a bunch of bands that day. And then we watched Shinedown, and we had this incredible perspective. And dude, look at Shinedown taking over this stage.
Such
right
incredible
here.
Performers.
Wait till you see the crowd shot. 60,000 people. Just taking over that crowd.
And that is what my day job looks like, people.
Yeah.
Right there. That's what I get a chance to see out on stages all across the world.
How many days a week, or how many days are you working this year?
5, I think. Yeah.
Can you name the cities off the top of your head that you're performing in this year?
I can't name the cities. Let's go for it. Milwaukee, Cadott, Sturgis, wherever that is.
That's South Dakota.
Rocklahoma. So that's Durant, Oklahoma, I believe. And
Pryor, Oklahoma.
Pryor, yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Pryor, Oklahoma, like I said, Pryor, Oklahoma.
And
Incarceration,
which is in
Ohio. Yeah. So I know the festivals and I know the general spots.
Look at this crowd.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, these guys owned it.
So hats off to Boardwalk Rock, the promoter. We got to meet him. I believe his name was Tim. Yep.
Tim Sweetwater.
Incredible dude. Yeah, I'm hoping that I get to see that exact same view, but I play bass.
Yeah, dude, they were talking about getting you guys to perform next year. Who knows? We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, dude, these when you mentioned incarceration, by the way, we had Josh Bernstein in here a couple weeks ago, and on his way out the door, Josh started talking about how he had told me before I introduced him. I said, "How do you want me to introduce you?" And he said, TV show producer, TV host. Gave me a couple of credits, and he said, "Ghost Hunter," and I was like,
Yep.
Ghost Hunter. I thought he genuinely was saying that as a goof.
Yep.
Like TV host, TV producer, part-time ninja. I thought he was like throwing in a little like, ghost hunter.
Little did we know when we're playing Incarceration, I'm going on a ghost tour with him. Yeah.
He says, okay, so Incarceration is performed at the site, at the prison where they filmed Shawshank. And Josh goes in at night, all the lights out, and goes in with a group of people and just walks through the prison.
Yep.
Late at night.
And I get to be a part of that.
You're definitely in on that.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
Oof.
Management never tells me nothing directly. I hear it through Josh. So let me throw some shade that way.
Wow.
Yep. Dude, always the last to find out.
When is Incarceration?
I don't know. Ask my management. They'll tell you. They haven't told me the date.
All day, every day, when people tweeted Chris about, hey, when you coming to my town? Hey, when are you? He just like, I don't know.
What's my response?
Yeah.
I play bass.
I play bass.
I play bass. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, dude.
That's out of my pay scale.
Dude,
I show up and I blow up.
I genuinely feel bad for pointing this out, but you have a new bromance going on with Bret Michaels.
Yes.
And I walking around with my camera phone on stage, I would film stuff of bands, and every time I would turn around, I hate to say it, it seemed like Bret Michaels was pulling the move on everybody backstage.
I bet one.
Yeah, look at this Bret Michaels video that I have of him. This is during Night Ranger.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be on stage, and there's Bret.
Couple of guys from Lit.
Connecting with the guys from Lit, shaking hands. Good to see you, man.
Alice Cooper band right there on the left.
Oh, yeah, that's Ryan Roxy. Night Ranger.
Oh, it was so awesome watching those guys.
I walk over to get a good shot. Eddie Trunk.
Yep. Fellow podcaster.
That's
Edward Trunk.
Also part-time resident here. And by the way, this guy, Big John, holy shit.
Wonderful dude.
Heart transplant. Yep. A survivor of a heart transplant. He was rushed. His heart was so bad, they rushed it. They said, we're doing it right now. He was given a second's notice. We're doing a heart transplant. We got a heart, and we're doing it right now. And he was rushed into the operation.
He's a big boy, too, so that had to be another big dude that he got the heart from.
Yeah, and he said that he was, I want to remember the time frame. He said it was a couple years. Maybe it was 18 months. And he said, I asked him what the survival rate was. Oh, man, it might be 60% at the highest.
Okay.
Is the survival rate. And he said, what happens is the heart has to adjust. And then there's a moment where if you're part of that survival rate, it settles. The heart settles, and then you're good. And he said, once that happened, he said, it was just one day I woke up and I felt like I was 20 years old again, which is like, wow. Yeah. I mean, it's not worth the risk of potentially being in that 30-40% of not surviving. But man, I know I told you, but I don't know if I told on the podcast. Matthew, did I tell the story about Big John's advice to me backstage at a Poison concert with hundreds of women?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was Big John that told it to me, and he laughed it off. But man, I got to say something about Bret Michaels. He came up to me once backstage at a concert, and he goes, Craig Gass, how you doing, buddy? And I go, hey, holy fucking, my full name. Yeah. And I was like, he goes, how's Howard Stern doing? And I go, oh man, he's doing good. And he goes, you still doing stuff with the Family Guy? And I go, yeah. Oh my God, how did you know that?
Putting off all the Wikipedia stuff.
Oh man, I had no idea. And then later that night, and I am not knocking this guy at all. I think this is absolutely beautiful. This is chef's kiss. This is how you should run an operation. I see him backstage, and Pete, who is his guitar player, also has been working with Bret forever. Pete goes, okay, this guy runs the record label called Roadrunner. He just signed Lit to a 4-album deal, and he also grew up as a kickboxer. Okay, all right. Hey, Davey, what's going on? How's Roadrunner Records, man? I understand you signed Lit, man. Good for you. You still doing that kickboxing? And the guy was like, holy shit, I am. And I was like, God damn.
And knowing that story, because you've told me that before, when Big John came up to me, he goes, hey, man, Bret recognized you and wants to have an opportunity to really say hi to you over on the side of the stage. And I'm like,
talk your pants.
I'm like, is this real, or is Big John telling him, hey, that's a dude from Five Finger Death Punch. They're out on the road. They're doing that. But either way, I don't care, because Bret Michaels following me. We're best friends now.
He is following you.
Night Ranger also following me. I too can still rock in America.
Yep. It was one of the most endearing things when we left that concert festival. We're leaving Ocean City with all the tens of thousands of people that are getting out of town and going back to their homes across the country. As we're pulling out, Chris looks at me like a 15-year-old girl and goes, "Dude, look who's following me."
Yep.
Brett Michaels. And I was like,
That's-
no way.
That's the social media equivalent of accepting the rose.
Yes.
Right there.
He
Yep.
got the rose. Dude, the golf cart trips, I love the golf cart trips. They just kept going all day and all night. And you don't know, I was filming behind you the whole
I
time.
had no idea.
Yeah, every time we got in the golf cart, I kept filming. Now I had to
I
get
don't
the
recall sign
nighttime.
and release for that, Craig.
Yeah, I had to get the nighttime shot.
So awesome. Look how worn out everybody is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
Love it.
Back and forth
And
back and
somehow, even despite being on that golf cart most of the day, I think I still racked up about 13,000 steps that day.
forth. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Everyone on that beach got at least 30,000 steps.
Yep.
Hard steps too, because you're walking in the sand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That is 30,000 hard steps.
Yeah, I did about 2 days of that walking on the beach. I was like, ugh, no, I'm getting my steps on the street now.
I got to give a shout out to the one standout of that whole festival who's always been so kind to me, and that's Alice Cooper.
Yep.
His assistant, Kyler, sent me some pictures of us with Alice that there's us hanging out with him in the compound, talking to him backstage. I don't know what this is, me trying to defend myself from my driving while Chris tries to tell Alice.
Is that Nick over there taking a damn selfie again?
Yeah, that could be.
Oh, my God. Or no, Kane. Was that his name?
Yeah, Kane.
Yeah.
My buddy Kane kept taking pictures without anybody's
Oh, my
knowledge.
God.
And I mean, like he would just like over his shoulder,
Yeah.
just
We were
take
on
pictures.
stage during
Alice.
3 Days Grace. It was 3 Days Grace.
Okay.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene comes up there. Oh, yeah, she was up there during Alice Cooper, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was heavy security. They didn't want us to be on stage.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to Hoogie's area because he's up in the front. He's the guitar tech for 3 Days Grace.
3
And they
Days
were the
Grace.
headliner on that stage. I was like, I'm going over there with Hoogie.
Because Hoogie used to work for you guys.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Old Tens Tech for a little while. But yeah, the security did not want us up there. And then when Marjorie Taylor Greene came up, I was like, oh, that's why it's so tight up here. Because they were not being nice, which, you know, it's security. That's
Yeah.
their job. And fucking Kane.
And my buddy,
I see like Marjorie Taylor Greene is like behind him and can see his screen. And he's going,
yeah, it was right after I mentioned, I go, dude, the lady with the Jewish space lasers is here. And he goes, what? And I go, the lady with the Jewish space lasers. And he goes, oh, wow. And then a minute later, he just,
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that is not discreet at all.
not one bit. Especially
that-
when she could see the screen.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, come on.
You're pointing the phone right
Yeah.
at her. We got that last photo with Alice. Yeah, the
There we
group
go.
photo.
I like your eyes are shut there, Craig. Very nice.
Yeah, man.
You're very excited.
My Bert Kreischer.
I like it.
My Bert Kreischer. Yeah.
I do impressions now too.
Yeah.
Is it Craig with Alice Cooper?
When I texted you about that, you go, oh, cool. They got you when you were about to sneeze.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
And
Dude,
thanks to Bert Kreischer for the Poroso swag.
Yeah.
They actually tagged Porosos in the picture that I posted.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right on. So Alice, I'm going to tell you.
Hey, there's Kane right there.
Yep. Kane on your left, my right.
Yep.
And
Not taking a selfie, but I see fucking bass player for Alice Cooper back there giving the old creeper.
I'm going to tell you a story about Alice. Got this video I want to run, but I want to tell you the story first.
Okay.
Which is that I was backstage at a Motley Alice show. This was Motley's farewell tour that they had Alice open up. And talking to Alice, he had a Make-A-Wish group come in, and he came out and he was like, man, I'm sorry that took so long. He goes, those were Make-A-Wish people. And he goes, and when I talk to them, I'm just like, here, you want my tour program?
Oh,
Here,
yeah.
or you want this tapestry? How about some shirts? It's like, I just want to give them everything.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh man, we started talking about Make-A-Wish, about special needs people. And I told him about my ex that I was dating at the time had a niece who was special needs. And the one thing she loved was watching people sneeze. It tickled her. So we actually started getting friends to send us videos of people sneezing, and it would make her laugh. And then they started reaching out to some of the girls' favorite celebrities, and they were bummed that nobody replied. And I was telling that to Alice, and Alice goes, "Oh,
Get the camera."
he goes, you want me to?" And I go, "Oh, shit, I wasn't even thinking, but yeah, you want to do that?" And he goes, "Yeah, let's do a sneeze."
Love
and
it.
then I go, "All right." And then he stops. There's a whole group of security, tour manager, and he goes, "Hey guys, hey, I'm gonna film a quick video for Craig. I'll be out in 1 minute." He goes, "Let's go back in the room where my Alice Cooper setup is."
Nice.
Because he's got the tapestry back there. And I go, "All right." And then this is the video we made.
Oh, nice.
Is of us doing the sneeze.
Hi, Alexis. It's Uncle Alice.
Thank you. One take. That dude.
I mean, all the greats. All the greats with the one takes.
Just one of the most kind human beings on the planet.
I'm reading Randy Blythe's new book. I believe it's called Beyond the Lights, something like that. It's a brand new book. Came out maybe 6 months ago. And the very first chapter is about his interaction with this fan that he named the Duke.
Okay.
And the Duke got news that he was stage 4 cancer of some sort, from what I remember.
Okay.
And just reading Randy's philosophy on giving back to this guy. And he was so in his head about, like, what do I say? Do I try to lift this guy's spirits? Whatever. And then he realized, hold on, this isn't about me at all. Shut the fuck up. Listen, just let this guy tell the story. And they had such a wonderful bond that they built over that. I read that, and there's a girl that I just met with this past week, and she's got some heart issues going on. And in reading that book, and it's like the universe shined that light on me. Like, this is what you need to be doing, because she's going through it pretty heavy right now. And to be able to read Randy's words and then apply that to an interaction that I had last week, I just sat back, shut up, got a couple of messages from members of her family that said, they were so grateful that I took that time, because now she's going in for surgery, I believe. And just her spirits are so high just from being able to interact with her and give her the time. She's been a girl that has come out to several different comedy shows that I've done. Big fan of Death Punch. And I saw this as an opportunity to give back some support to someone who has been very supportive, not only of Death Punch, but of the comedy career and just of me in general. And I was very appreciative of that and able to meet with her. So send you your love, girl. I don't want to blow your name up and get that all out there, but I am thinking about you, sending all the love and meta, as are all the people that are watching this podcast right now, all 345 of them.
I feel terrible for saying this after such a wonderful story, but I have a connection to Randy.
Okay.
Which is that I hooked up with a girl once in Chicago who thought I was Randy.
How drunk was she?
This is when I was skinnier.
Oh, I was going to say, he's the size of one of your legs.
Yeah. He is now, especially.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember running into him, and this was like, God, 20 years ago. I was still drinking. And this girl, we hooked up, and she was like, she had mentioned, like, I know who you are. And I was like, okay. And then it wasn't until later that she was like, yeah, you're the singer of, and I go, what? No, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
She was like, oh. And she was cool about it. She's like, all right, whatever. And then the next time I saw Randy, I was like, hey, this is kind of weird, but we have this connection. And before I even finished the story, he goes, whoa. And I go, yeah, dude, we both got a fuck, like, and he saw it. He could see it in my face, and he was like, whoa.
Yeah. Was he still drinking then too? His first book is incredible. It's all about him being imprisoned over in Prague.
Oh, dude.
And I highly recommend it. If you're unfamiliar with the story, that first book that he wrote, Walk With Me in Hell, is one of my favorite rock biographies. That dude is a fucking man. Like,
he really is.
I saw them in Los Angeles, and it was before he'd been let out of jail, was making money out on the road to pay all the lawyer fees that he had. And then he was supposed to go back to Prague
to face trial.
Yeah. And I could not bring myself to go say hello to him, because I didn't want my last memory of him to be that. Like, we've had a long friendship, and I couldn't do it. And he was very vocal about standing up, doing the right thing. He knew in his heart that he didn't do anything, and that he knew he had to go tell his story over there.
Yes.
If anything, just for the family of the person that died.
I remember him.
And in my head, I was like, if that ever happened to me, I'd be, fuck Prague. I'm just not going back.
Yeah.
I would not have had it in me. And so he has been an incredible influence on my sobriety, an incredible influence on me diving into stoicism and that philosophy and just being a man. That dude is a real, genuine stand-up guy. Highly, highly recommend. He's got 2 books out. Either one of those, amazing.
Yeah, he said at the time, I'm going to go and take the risk of going to prison because that family deserves to see my face.
Exactly.
Their kid died and the family deserves to see me so that I can tell them in person that it wasn't me.
Yep.
And luckily for him, there was video of a security guy pushing the kid.
And if you're reading the book, even more like crazy is that the main prosecutor was falling asleep during the trial.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, I think Randy mentioned something about smelling alcohol in the guy's breath too.
No.
So like I'm like, that's going into that legal situation.
Yeah, this is not the United States. You don't have the same kind of protection.
Exactly. Yeah, at this point it was, Eastern Bloc as fuck. And for him to man up and go back and face those charges and do the right thing, stand up, be there for the family, be able to speak his truth about what happened. Oh man, just
what?
Hats off. That is incredible strength. And I might have it now, but I did not have it then.
It was early on in our friendship. We did a video.
Did I pegged you the first time?
Yeah.
That's a callback.
Took it like a man.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
That's a real man.
Not like a good boy.
Yeah, good man. Take a pegging 4 or 5 times a day, man. That's a real man.
Good boy.
Yeah. But it was at the rock festival in Columbus, Rock on the Range.
Rock on the Range.
And I'm doing stand-up. They got a big stage for all the bands. They have a little tiny stage outside for all the comedians. It's me and Dice and Mark Norman are
right next to the porta potties.
Right next to the porta potties where the comedians belong.
Yeah.
And
all that toilet humor.
Yeah. And I was friends with a lot of the artists that were performing. So I did a funny thing where I'm asking musicians like, hey man, I never performed at a rock festival. Can you teach me how to perform stand-up at a rock festival? And all the advice that I got from all the musicians, great advice if you're in a rock band. Terrible advice for a comedian. And for Randy, I said, hey man, when you give me some advice, can you, his advice was, yeah man, you just got to get on stage and go, all right, motherfuckers. Like you get up on stage and just go, we're going to fucking burn this place down. And he goes, but you don't want anybody to get hurt. And I go, really? Why? And he goes, trust me. And I went, oh, that was so good.
That's funny that he said that about stand-up comedy, because that was my approach. Like the first couple of times that I did stand-up comedy. What's up, Las Vegas? I go, sorry. My other job is yelling into a microphone. I apologize. That's what I used to do.
Randy also, on a side note, and I'll drop this here as well, is I said to him, I go, people think that I look like you. And he goes, like a fat version of me. I go, well, yeah.
See, he speaks the truth.
He was great.
Unashamedly speaks the truth.
I do want to go out on a positive note.
That was pretty fun for me.
That was a lot of fun. But Alice Cooper agreed to do a video with us, and I want to show this video. I haven't seen it yet. So this is my first time actually watching this video. It's Alice Cooper was nice enough to.
Didn't you like this on my Instagram page already?
This is something that he did for us, and it's Alice Cooper. He gave us an endorsement. He's endorsing the Beardo and Weirdo podcast, and we have the video here of Alice. See, look at that. Oh, he's in the shot already.
Seriously, everybody positive reviews the entire time. Yeah, it's always people love it. And we just talked to Alice Cooper. He had here's Alice right here. Hey, it was great. Yeah, you killed tonight. See, they loved it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, so everyone loves the show.
Everywhere we go, just people raving about it, talking about it. If you haven't
man.
seen it yet, clearly recommended by Alice Cooper. I mean,
everyone seems to enjoy it. So.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
The smile at the end. Oh my God. What an asshole.
What a wonderful performer.
Oh, I love that guy. Oh man. Well, again, we're coming to Anchorage, Alaska.
Yes.
And then I'm also, I don't know where I'm going to be when this video drops, when this episode drops, but I got shows coming up in Vegas, my residency at Jimmy Kimmel's. I got a couple dates throughout the year. And Tampa may or may not have happened by the time you see this. And there's Providence, a bunch of other shows. You got other shows coming up?
I have a show June 7th at Skinny Bar in Boulder City, where it's the first time that I'm doing the big setup that I'm going to be doing in Anchorage, Alaska. So yeah, I'm doing all that, and it's the set that I'm bringing to Anchorage when we go up there. So
Anchorage, Alaska in August. We cannot wait to come to Anchorage.
Yep.
I love Anchorage. I love Chilkoot Charlie's. I've done many shows out there over the years.
Yeah, Death Punch was originally scheduled to play up there, ended up having to cancel for some reason. So I went to the guys and said, hey, I want to go up there and do a little stand-up there.
Yes.
So he's coming up. The band's not able to go to that show, but as the carrier of goodwill, I'm coming up there. I'm going to be shaking hands and kissing babies, and
this is the
yucking
weekend.
It up.
This is the weekend that Five Finger Death Punch was supposed to perform in Anchorage. So we are going to be up there that weekend, and we'll see you guys there. Get gas with 2s's.com. Also, Chris Kael.
Chris Kael, ChrisKael.com.
He's saying that as he stares at Matthew to make sure he's got the.
He's typing into his phone right now just because he's good, man. Yeah.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Love you, Matt.